Scrutinizing administration of public trustees and estate laws, the Lagos State position. And joining me right now is a woman who's been there. Of course, she's really traversed several agencies within the Ministry of Justice. And this morning, she's bringing a wealth of experience to bear as she takes us to the classroom on all of this. Mrs. Omotola Rotimi is Administrator General, Lagos State. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
And you're welcome back to Traffic Radio.
Oh, I'm glad to be here again.
It's been such a while, about 4 or 5 years since we had you back last on this frequency.
Yeah, when I was Director Public Defender.
That's right.
I think that was the last time.
Good, good. And I know you've been moving from one agency to the other ever since, right?
Yes, I have.
So how's it been?
I've been busy. Well, I've been busy. After I left Public Defender, I was a director in Citizens' Rights.
Okay.
And then I was director for Ministry of Women Affairs and Women Affairs, WAPA,
Right.
and Ministry of Youth and Social Development.
Ooh.
And then back to Citizens Mediation Center as the director. And then now I'm the Administrator General and Public Trustee for Lagos State.
Wonderful. Nice to have you back in the studio then.
Oh, thank you.
All right, listeners, you can connect with us live on our Facebook page. That's on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. And perhaps you have one or two intriguing questions that relate to the subject matter we're going to be discussing. You can feel free to put it on, put that on our social media, be it on Twitter, be it on Facebook, and even on our WhatsApp, you can do that. But madam, let's begin this chat this morning by connecting with your office, which is the office of the Administrator General, an assignment that you've been given. So what's the mandate that has been given to your office? Let's start from there.
Well, in a very simple language, I would just say that it's an office that guarantees easy access to your inheritance, because it's all about transfer of wealth, and it's all about inheritance, really.
All right.
So that's what we do basically. That's about the easiest way I can put it.
You can define it.
Yes.
Under which ministry is this domiciled?
In the Ministry of Justice.
Oh, Justice.
Yes.
All right, so let's do an overview or perhaps an expose into the office itself. When we talk about the Administrator General, let's mirror it down and bring it to your core goals and objectives. What are these goals?
Okay, well, the first thing I would say that, let me just run through the functions so that people would know, is that to administer and manage estates of deceased people, whether they die intestate, that is, if they die without making a will, or they die testate, that is, making a will. How do you share the properties so that families, they won't be at each other's throat? Because you see, we found out that recently, all over the world, it's now becoming a pandemic where people are fighting over inheritance, and probably because the person has not made a will, and then the issue of succession, especially if the person is wealthy and he has lots of companies. So, you know, who becomes the next in line to be the MD or CEO of the company and things like that.
So it's not just an African pandemic.
So no, it's not just an African thing. It's a global one.
All right.
And so people are now being enlightened, really, that look, you have to ensure that you tidy up before you go, because you don't know exactly when you're going to leave.
Right.
So and that's why this office had been since time immemorial, since as old as Lagos State government itself. I would say that it is actually the first department that in any Ministry of Justice all over the world, globally, that is about the oldest. When you talk about the Administrator General office, there you now talk of DPP and then other departments as well. So it's quite an old department, but people don't actually make use, or they're not really vast as to what to do. And a lot of people are caught in the web.
Right. And that's where I want to come in, really, because not many people are aware of this office. And so it becomes a challenge for them to really know what to do. Now, you just about one of your functions, right?
Yeah, so I want to talk about our functions now. That number one is to administer and manage estates, whether the person leaves a will or not. And how do we manage or administer this estate? It's that, you know, at times, like when people have a dispute as to inheritance or succession, and they don't know where to go, when they come to our office, that's the place where we can sit down with you and see how the estate can be managed. and then assist you in going to the court to get letters of administration, if at all. But where the person has actually made a will, then we can assist, we can ensure that you get your grant of probate from court. Or even the court itself can so moto, that is on its own, say, okay, these people have come before me in court, they are fighting over inheritance. Administrator General of Public Trustee, take over that estate and manage it pending the time that we are able to resolve the dispute. Right. So we would come in and then we ensure that, yes, we take over, we ensure we manage it in the sense that we make sure that the estates are in good condition. Right. It does not go to waste. Okay. And then we also ensure that if there are tenants, for instance, we ensure that the tenants they are paying so that we can share the money for to the beneficiaries.
So let me come at this point now. So if I have a will before, or if the person has a will before he eventually dies, does it still require the service of your office?
Yes, at times, because you see, and I'll tell you the reason why. You see, when the man has a will and it has been lodged at the probate, at times the executors in the will, they fail to do the needful. They will not do what they are supposed to do, and we have lots of petitions that will say, okay, yes, my father had the will, but you see, the point is that the executors, the Baba Isiku, they are not doing anything. They are abroad. They are this, they are that, or maybe the person had died, and then the estate is there lying waste. So the court can now say, okay, AGMPT, that is Administrator General Public Trustee, take it upon yourself and manage the estate for them. Or even the court can say, okay, you be the executor of that estate. And at times, even the deceased person can also mention AGMPT as one of the executors in his will.
Wow.
So we will now assist them in sharing the property. If they want to share the property, we assist them in sharing the property. Right. If they don't want to share and they just want to be collecting the rent, for instance, or the proceeds from the estate, we will assist them that, okay, every time there is funds coming in, we share the proceeds for them according to what the law says as well.
Which is very interesting. And I'm really keen on this because I know lots of Lagosians are listening to you right now and they are having an expose into this. Let's talk about some of the achievements that you guys have had, at least in the past 1 year or perhaps during this administration. How would you detail that for our listeners this morning under this present dispensation?
I would say that it has increased, that what we are doing, you see, we are now reaching out to the public. The public, they are actually making use of the office now. And you'll be amazed at the caliber of people that are actually coming in. You have university professors, you have doctors, you have people that are educated.
Right, the elite class.
The elite class coming in to say, I have this problem with my father's estate, or my husband died, or my wife, and things like that. And I don't really know what to do. And then we would now give them the proper legal advice if they want to stay with us, or if they want to engage the services of a lawyer.
Right.
And it has increased. Like I said, it has now become a pandemic that people are fighting over wealth now. So people want a place where they can go to and they can easily access their inheritance in a jiffy. So a lot of people, and I would say that yes, in the past 1 year now, we have done close to over 17,000 cases.
17,000?
Yes, because you see, in a day, even despite the fact that there was COVID and then there's a lockdown, people are actually phoning in.
Wow.
People are phoning in because you find out that even during the lockdown, some people lose their loved ones.
Right.
And during that time, and you know how some families can be, because the man didn't make a will or he has about 5 wives, they throw out the women and the widows and the children on the streets, and then they lock up the doors and say, until 40 days, nobody can enter here, nobody can get anything. The children are hungry, the women are cold outside. So, of course, they just kept bombarding us with calls. And we had to now wage into such instances.
And I can assure you, after this program, you're still going to get more of such calls.
I know.
All right, so let's move this to the next level now. Yeah. I know that office is also in charge of perhaps, interpreting some of the laws. Let's talk about the Public Trustees law, for instance. What does it entail?
The public trustee law, really, it's more about succession and how to put your house in order even during your lifetime. For instance, I talked about succession earlier on. Now that's the in thing. People are now making sure that they
put in place a succession plan.
A succession plan.
Okay.
So the public trustee law and all this falls within it, and then also a lot of people are now going into charities, giving their wealth or their properties to charities and everything. So it now comes under that,
okay,
where the office of the public trustee will now be a trustee to those charitable organizations and ensure that yes, that they do get their benefits the way they should.
Right.
And not only even schools do benefits. We have a lot of charitable people that had set up trust funds,
right,
for schools, and then for the less privileged and things like that.
Right.
And then they access those through the office.
So, and in applying this law, really, how would you rate Lagosians? So far, so good.
Well, I would say that when we are talking of giving our things to the for charitables, and we still need to top it. We
still need to up our game there.
Yes, we still need to up our game.
So we're not doing so well in that.
Yes, it's everything goes to the family,
right,
and not so many people are actually looking at, okay, I have more than enough.
Right.
Okay, let me just give maybe one or two of my houses to charity.
So let's talk about the barriers that could also spring up in terms of succession, right? So do we still have situations where you have people saying, no, it's only the son that can inherit?
Oh, a lot.
We still have that?
We still, yes, we do. But you see, in the recent case of OKJ and OKJ now, it has put to rest this issue that women or a female child cannot inherit from her father's property.
Right.
And you know that it's not that I'm trying to put any ethnic group down,
right,
but we know that it's part of the custom of our brothers from the east.
Right.
Yes, and this happens a lot, but the law, it's a Supreme Court case decision that has now said that even a female child can inherit.
Okay, so that is gradually changing.
It's gradually changing. People now know the value of a female child as well, and they feel that yes, if what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Which is very good. All right, so madam, let's talk a bit more about the letter of administration.
Yes.
How does it come in resolving conflicts?
Okay, you see, the letter of administration, I'll tell you how it works. Number one, it is applicable where somebody has not made a will.
Okay.
That he died intestate. So the law says that within a month, you must apply for letter of administration. That is, amongst the family, they must pick some people to go and apply. Minimum of 2, maximum of 4.
Right.
To apply to the probate court for LA. But you find out most people don't know.
Yeah, because
they don't know, and then they leave it.
Right.
So in such an instance, if anybody writes a petition to us to say, my father's house or my husband's property, there is a discrepancy, or there are lots of people, like a dispute.
Right.
And then the first thing is that, do you have an LA? If they say they don't have, then we will now have to apply on behalf of that estate to the court to grant the letter of administration. And then, like I had said, even where they had gone to court on their own, they had sued each other. The cost is that, they don't even have an LA. The court will now ask the AGMPT, my office, to grant us the letters of administration to administer that estate.
So and
I'll tell you, one of the benefits of it is that, number one, it puts...
No, before that benefit.
Yeah.
So can't we have a gentleman agreement? Perhaps we're children of 3 within the family, and instead of coming for the letter of administration, we can just have a gentleman agreement within us to say, well, our father has passed on, so this is the way we want to manage the property.
I can tell you a lot that people do go back on their words.
You mean it?
A lot of people go back on their words.
All right.
Even those that you don't even expect, they go back on their words. Even you find out even a mother fighting her children over the inheritance of the husband. You find twins, identical twins, fighting over
the property.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's better to have that.
So it's better, it's neater, it makes everybody comfortable, and then there are no hassles. There's peace within the family. There's harmony.
Which is good. All right.
Yeah.
So you were about talking about the benefits.
Yeah, the benefit is that, for instance, that had said number one is the peace, harmony. You know, so it brings the family together rather than, you know, people having disputes and then, you know, they go their different ways and they are enemies for life. That is one. Then number two, even assuming that the man, or whoever dies, has a lot of money in the bank, without letters of administration, you cannot process that money. You cannot access the funds.
Not at all.
You cannot. Yes, you cannot access the funds. So that is why you must have a letter of administration. Even if you have, even at work, benefits now, you know, to access the death benefits as well.
Right.
You must also have a letter of administration as well. Okay. And then, you know, because you see, they want to know who the next of kin is. And then even apart from the next of kin, where there's a letter of administration, they know how, and the proceeds of the death benefits now goes into the estate.
Okay.
And then it's easier managed when you have a letter of administration.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning, we're scrutinizing public trustees and, of course, administration of estates law this morning. And we're looking at it from the perspective of the Lagos State government's position. And our guest this morning is the Administrator General, Lagos State, in the person of Mrs. Omotola Rotimi. All right, then let me just run you through the earlier reported accident at Alasia Inwards Aja involving a Toyota Camry that drove against traffic and rammed into a broken down tipper. I understand recovery work is in progress at the moment, and so it's slow and busy traffic experience from Alasia. Backlog right now is somewhere around Shongotedo. Okay then, so madam, I'm going to hold you on a bit. Let's begin to hear from people as well, because I know that we've talked about this all through the morning, and lots of people would like to perhaps bring you one or two intricate questions or some of the experiences that they're going through right now as relates to this. Is that permitted, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sure. Then. So let's connect with the Administrator General this morning on 0809-912-0777. That's the number that you can connect with us. Like I said, you can also put your comments on our social media as well. Our Facebook page, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Twitter handle at Lagos Traffic 961. And our WhatsApp is the same number. So let's see if you have any experience that relates to this, what she's been talking about. Feel free to join us right now. My first caller on the line already. Hello there. Good morning.
How are you?
Very good. Good morning.
This is Ambassador Musba from Wishing.
Nice to hear from you, Ambassador Musba.
I commend you for the good job you are doing. And honestly, I must commend you. Because sometimes you have solved many issues you lost. We have a lot of petitions you have resolved by your office.
Right.
Madam.
He's talking to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good job. Keep on the good job. Now, we talk about the letter of administration.
Yeah.
Now, if the deceased died no more than 4 months, supposing the owner of the estate died for almost 5 years, 10 years, and that the letter of administration is yet to be collected, is there an opportunity to come and collect it, or what do you do? What the office can do in this for this kind of issue?
Yes. I would say that it's better late than never. It's better late than never. You can come to our office, and then once you write a petition to say, oh, this is what the situation of the estate, we will now apply to the courts on your behalf for the letter of administration.
You can't do it on your own.
You can do it on your own as well. If you want a lawyer outside to do it for you, fair enough.
Please, madam, keep on the good job. I know most of our petitions in your office. We're going to work on how to make it work.
Thank you very much.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Ms. Bao. The very first caller, 0809-912-0777. Numbers to connect with us. I can tell you that Third Milan Bridge is still looking good. From the entry point, Unilag Waterfront, connecting Adekunle down to Adeniji, even emptying into Osborne. It's still a good drive this morning. Ikorodu Road as well, looking good, even from Ojota to Odoyalaro, linking up with Maryland, and of course Abanikoro to Fadeyi is good. Emptying into Fusha Williams too. It's also looking good as well. Talk to me. Hello there, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Oladimeji.
Oladimeji, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Maryland.
Go ahead then.
I would like to ask a quick question from the ladies. Well, first and foremost, I will commend you for the good job you're doing.
Thank you.
The letter of administration, basically, I We have one for our family, which I'm one of the trustees. I just want to ask if that can be used, to retrieve the what's it called, stock that my father has.
Yes, certainly. Yes, it could be used. You mean shares and stocks that he has in public companies? Yes, you can use the letters of administration to say, because most of the financial institutions, they basically ask for two things: the death certificate and the letter of administration. So once you can show them that, yes, I have a letter of administration, I'm one of the executors that has been named in the letter to administer the estate, of course it will be an easy ride for you when you now apply for the stocks and the shares of your father.
Okay then.
Okay.
And you'll be able to process it easily. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right then. So this letter of administration, before I take the next call, how do people get it?
Well, we have to apply to the court. You have to apply to the probate court, and once the application is there and there's nobody contesting the people that had been mentioned to be the administrator in the letter, of course the court will grant the letter of administration.
How long does it take?
That one I cannot say, because you see, it depends on the court really. But ideally, letters of administration shouldn't be more than, probably should be out in 6 months, everything being equal. Because you see, at times it might not even be the fault of the court. It could be the people themselves not complying with all the requirements.
All right,
as at when due.
0809.
So that's why it takes long.
All right, then let's hear from you. Talk to us this morning. We're talking how best to really understand this, and the Administrator General in the building. Talk to me. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Olagoke.
All right, Olagoke, go ahead.
What a nice topic you brought on board today. Madam, great job you are doing.
Thank you.
I have an issue. My late father first had a daughter outside before getting married to my mother legally.
Yeah.
And later, he has to relocate to our village where he married, not that he married, he impregnated another woman, and that one gave back to two girls.
Yeah.
However, the challenge now is after the man died, after my dad died, the first daughter, now, everything could not be administered, and meanwhile, everything that the man achieved during my lifetime, during his lifetime, we are together with my mom. They did everything together because the first daughter came at the age of 18 or 19 when my father had nothing, and later the last wife came after he had gotten everything together with my mom.
Okay.
Now the family were saying they want to take care of. The family were just bullying my mom, and everything became so
messy.
And in this situation, what do you think my mom, as the legal wife,
should do?
And what would you advise?
Okay. First of all, it's a good thing that your mom.
Yeah, just listen on your radio. Really listen.
It's a good thing that your mom is the legal wife, because ideally the legal wife is entitled to 1/3 of the deceased person's estate.
Okay, that's part of the law.
Yes, that is what the law says. 1/3 the legal wife is entitled, and then all the children, irrespective of who gave birth to them, that under the law there is nothing as a bastard child.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Right.
So every child under the law must be given equal rights of the property. That's what the law says. Yes. That's under the law. The Administrator General and Public Trustees Law of 2015, Laws of Lagos State, and it's the same thing all over all the other states as well. So the other children, the children, irrespective of who gave birth to them, must have equal share. That is what the law says. Okay. However, in our side of this divide of the globe, we go into more of customary customary traditional marriages and customary marriages and customary laws. And then at times, yes, those ones might be applicable. But where those ones will be applicable will be where none of the wives was legally married. Then they will say, okay, we want to apply the native law and custom. And then even with that, we must apply wisdom as well.
So for him
his mom is automatically entitled to 1/3.
Okay, so which is good.
Which is good for her.
Your concern. Let's see if we can still hear more from people, because time is really moving very, very fast. And we'll try and see if we can put all of this together. Talk to me. Good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Comrade Daniel on the line.
Nice to hear from you. Go ahead, Comrade Daniel.
Thank you very much, Victor. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing these thought-provoking issues to the national radio today.
All right.
Yeah. The fact is that the issue of probate issue and claims as a result of the dead person or the breadwinner has become a teething problem within the Nigerian environment.
All right.
The fact is that I discovered that going through the probate is as if a camel is trying to pass through the eyes of a needle. I don't know what the situation is now, because you discover that at the probate registry, there are lots of files piling up for at least 2, 3, 5 years, I don't know, for claims. And I also want to ask,
okay,
does the customary law, you just mentioned about the customary law, whereby some states or local area said the most senior, which especially the male child, automatically takes over the property of the deceased father as the head apparent. Does that suffice?
Okay.
Does that take over the whatever issues on ground and so on, because he has the right to distribute according to his decision. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. The most senior child, if he has the right, quickly respond.
Yes, I'll quickly respond to that. You see, wherever there is a law and customary law, the most superior law, which is the law itself, takes precedence.
Okay.
It takes precedence. So therefore, if in your state there is a law, like in Lagos State, that says all children must be given equal rights, it takes precedence over whatever customary law that might be in place. And I can guarantee you that all the states in Nigeria do have their own administrator general and public trustee law. So you see, anywhere you find out, because it's like the Constitution is the grand norm.
Right.
Do you understand? And then you see, if you are saying fair right to dignity and everything under the Constitution is also applicable as well. Right. So therefore, the law, once there is a law in the state, that law takes precedence over any customary law that might be.
All right, let me see if we can connect with those that are trying to connect with us also on our social media and WhatsApp. Korede, you're going to come in at this point.
All right, we have on WhatsApp a message here. It says, good morning. I have a property that I want to buy, but there's a clause in the will. The daughter, it says the daughter shouldn't sell the property. What is the legal advice?
Okay.
Well, my legal advice will be that, you see, you carry out the wishes of the deceased. If he says you cannot sell, you cannot sell. But however, where there is a dispute, where it causes a dispute among all the beneficiaries, if it causes a dispute, and then if that property now begins to go to waste because of the dispute and is abandoned, that okay, you are not going to sell, you two, you are not going to live in it, the court, if the matter gets to court, the court will order that property should be sold.
Okay.
So that because we don't want dispute.
All right.
You see, the court will say, okay, if this is the thing that is causing rift and dispute within the family, the court will overrule the will and ask another that the property be sold. Yes.
All right, then let's see if we can still sneak in a few more before we wrap up things. Talk to me. Hello there. Good morning.
Mr. Terry. Is it Terry?
Yeah. Good morning.
Mr. John. Yeah, I want to ask Madam something. You see, our father, before he died, he called us. He didn't do a will. Then he shared the properties. He said, "You, Mr. John, this is yours. This is it." But after sharing it, about 3 months, he died. Then our senior brother started saying, no, you didn't agree on how can he give the last one too and give this one. So, is there anything we can do about it?
Since the man had shared his will, he had shared his property, in his lifetime.
Right.
And as at the time he was sharing it,
there was
as at the time he shared it to say, okay, I give you this chair, I give you this table.
Right.
Nobody raised any objection as at then. And then also the fact that as at that time, there was no inducement, or maybe the man was forced to make such. There was no, a gun was not put to his head.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it is valid.
Yeah,
because that is his wishes.
Yeah.
So they must carry it out to the letter. If he says, I give you this house in Ikoyi,
right,
it is yours.
Yeah, but Mr. Rotimi, I mean, there could be a clause here at that point, because by the time the children come out for argument, it now becomes an endless thing, because you say, where is the document that indicates that?
The point is that, look, the point is that you were all there.
Yeah, we're all there, but I am saying something. I'm saying something different now.
Okay.
Brother A is saying something different. Brother B says he never knew anything. In fact, he says he never even heard his dad do that kind of sharing. So how do you resolve that?
Well, if there is now a dispute that all of them are now saying, oh, they are like, for instance, maybe there are 5 children and the 5 children are saying 5 different things, then that's their headache. It means then that now it will now have to, go through the proper way of getting an LA and showing how to administer the estate at the end of the day.
Right.
But if, let's say, four of them are actually saying the same thing, and there are witnesses to say, look, on this day, at this time, and everything, this and this and this, or even if the children had taken possession of those properties before the man died, and everybody knows that, okay, this was given to this was given to this was given to that. That is exactly the same thing that the court would follow.
So, taking this home this morning, Mrs. Rotimi, because time not really our friend, in taking this home this morning, what's your message to our people, especially? My
take home is that please tidy up before you go. No age is too young. The law actually says that once you're an adult, you turn 18,
right.
An 18-year-old can make a will. I mean, some 18-year-olds do have properties. They do
but
have
a lot of people have properties that are not complete. So they're thinking, well, this property is not complete yet.
Look, let me tell you something. Even the wristwatch you are wearing is part of your estate. The ring on your finger,
right.
your glasses is your estate. So there's nothing that is too small. There's nothing that is too small. You have 100,000 in the bank.
My mattress.
Exactly. There's nothing that is too small.
Wow.
So once you have some things that are, that you can gather, even the clothes and everything. You see, so there's nothing that is too small. And so my take home will be that please tidy up. Let us encourage people to start making a will. And then you see that myth that, if you make a will, you are going to die.
Right.
I mean, it's just a myth. It's not. It's not the truth.
Right.
And you see, when you make a will, it means that yes, your loved ones, they'll be safe. They'll be able to access the inheritance that you have given them. Even the person that dies will die and will be smiling wherever he is to say, yes, my family, they are together. Don't let your wealth or your property divide your family. The people that you love,
right.
Don't let them now become enemies. So please make a will.
All right then, and with those words that are really engraved in or adorned in the garment of wisdom, I want to say a very big thank you to you this morning.
Thank you so
for making
much.
it through to the program, and I wish this can continue.
Yeah.
So I hope we can still get you back on this frequency,
certainly,
because we need a whole lot of enlightenment on this subject.
I would love to come back.
Okay then,
yes.
We'll have you then. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so we've been trying to scrutinize administration of public trustees and estate laws, the Lagos State position, and my guest this morning has been Omotola Rotimi, who's the Administrator General, Lagos State. We have to go. The program has been produced by Korede Bamishile. Thank you so much for that. And maximum thanks to Babatunde Omishore, who's the Public Relations Officer for the Administrator General's Office. He's been working tirelessly behind the scene to ensure this program comes on stream. So we really appreciate you. The program, you can always continue the conversation on our social media platform at Lagos Traffic 961. That's our Twitter handle, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, our Facebook page. And you can view this program again on our YouTube channel. That's our Traffic Radio 961. Tomorrow, your side mirror with MVAA will return. But till then, this is Victor Terry. Have a splendid day. Bye.